YouTube, Facebook, all of you. I love you. This is our Tuesday talk. I'm rocking and rolling with you. You're on with your boy. And I pray that all is well with you. I need you to do me a favor. If you're watching me by YouTube, I need you to share this with somebody around you. But more importantly, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you know every time I post a video or every time I'm on. And you can expect me to be on at every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be here. Excuse me. I'll be here. And Facebook, I want you guys to heart this and share and like it and do all those good things. God is good and he's doing some amazing things. I'm excited because you're rocking with me in this session. And I know it's going to be good. 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 On Instagram, I got my brother Bryson on. I got my sister Angel on. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, if you're watching me from anywhere special, and anywhere special is where you are. Just messing with you. Listen, watch. Let me know where you're coming in from. Not watch anything. Let me know where you're coming in from. I love to see where people are coming in from, where everybody at. Raphael said, greetings, Archbishop. He's somewhere else. You talking about Duncan? Journey with the Josephs. I think that's my guy. My guy, Idris, my brother from another mother. He is my man's. What's up with you? Watcher from Houston. Farrah, hey. Arizona, I see you. Stone Mountain, Georgia. I know some people that live out there. What's going on, Amanda Panda? There we go. There we go, Instagram. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, let me know where you're coming in from. I see you, India. India is one of my partners. My girl, what's up with you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. My brother Idris, what's up? What's up? What's up? Tell the family I said what it do, what it is. What's up? Jamaica, but God bless. What's up? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, let me do something real quick. Somebody just left the church and I think they cut the alarm on. Hold on. All right. Had to hurry and do that for the police come up in here. Coming in from the shy. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me check on YouTube, make sure I'm all good. I got 11 people watching on YouTube. What up? Let me see. Oh. All right. One last adjustment on Facebook. Go. "13 people on Facebook. What's up with you? Glad that you're rocking." Got it. Gotcha. So good to see you guys. All right, let's do this. Let's get into it. Get into what we needs to talk about today. Um, let's get into what we need to talk about today. So I titled today, we're still in Jordan. I don't know how many of you been following me, been following the ministry, anything like that. I've been dealing with this being a Jordan year. At my church, I was privileged enough to preach a message that had to do with the heart. I did a series of message series, excuse me, was called Lord Change My Heart. Our church specifically is in a year and in a time where we are dealing with our heart posture towards God and our heart in general. And we really are really asking God to clean, purify, and really change our hearts in this season. Um, Whatever God does with you is going to start in the heart level. I always explain how the devil works from the outside in, but God works from the inside out. God does a work in your heart that will affect everything around you, but the devil does things on the outside to affect what's going on in you. And so the issues going on with family, the issues going on with your job, the issues going on in America or wherever you're from can affect you so bad that you'll actually be infected in the heart. But God wants to heal the heart, transform the heart, renew the heart, and get you to be changed on the outside. He doesn't care about the outside as long as he deals with the inside, because if he deals with the inside, then the outside will be taken care of momentarily. It's much different than us that are in church, because us church people or people that are in uh, the faith, typically what we do is we want to change you before you change. I'll say that one more time because you probably didn't catch that. Typically in church settings, we want to change you before you actually change. We don't care that you have actually changed in your heart. We just want you to look different. So don't wear them pants anymore. Don't wear those high skirts anymore. You can still be full of lust as a dog is fleas, but don't look like it. We care more about what you look like than we do what you are. And God just operates differently. He doesn't care about what you look like. He cares about what you are, because what you are will change what you look like. I know. Just random rant, but it's what we were dealing with. We were dealing with the heart, and I was sitting on this message of this being a Jordan year or a Jordan experience for a lot of us, and sitting on that message for our church, I should say. And I wasn't able to preach it because God was like, stop. Keep doing surgery on the heart. Keep dealing with the heart. Keep dealing with where we are as a people. Keep dealing with your heart, because mine was jacked up real bad. Look at your neighbor, say real bad. So while God did surgery on the heart for 2 weeks, in the third week, which was last Sunday, God opened us up to really go into what he was changing our heart for. And he was changing our heart to cause us to go into the promise that he has for us. Can I tell you something? God does not trust the broken you. And when I'm talking about broken, I'm talking about the toxic, the disobedient, the not caring you. He doesn't trust that you with your promise. God is waiting for you to become the you he had in mind when he prophesied to you what was coming. I know I'm talking in riddles and talking in, whatever today, but just follow along with that. You need to become before you get. You need to become before you get anything. Don't worry about getting stuff and God open up a new door for a new job and all this different type of stuff. Don't worry about none of that right now. Become. Become what he said that you are. Become what he told you that you're going to be. Become. And then when you become, you can walk into that promise. So the children of Israel could not go into the promised land until Egypt got out of them. You see, it was an 11-day journey, actually, between the Red Sea and the land of Canaan, or the promised land. It was an 11-day journey geographically. However, it took them 40 years to go into the promise, which means for 40 years, hear me, for 40 years, they were at the promise's door. For 40 years, they were at the door and could not go in. It was not until the last of Egypt came out of them. What do we think about that? You know, God tells the children of Israel when they send out the 12 spies to go see the land that God promised them. They go and they see the land. They find out that there's giants in the land, and the battles that they would have to fight in that land would be big. 10 of the spies came back and said, that is impossible. We will never accomplish or be anything that God said. We cannot go into that land. It's not possible. 2 of them came back and said, it is possible. We can whoop anything in there because God said that this is ours. So if God said that this is ours, it don't matter how many of us going in there, we finna whoop everything in there and get the promise because God said it's ours, right? Well, the children of Israel believed the 10. They ignored the 2. The 2 go by the name of Joshua and Caleb. Probably heard this in Sunday school. God then makes a statement to the children of Israel and says, all of you will die, and your children are about to go into the land. You can't go, but little Johnny is going to reap the benefits of this promise. The only people out of y'all generation that can go is Joshua and Caleb. The rest of y'all have to die, and then I'm going to let them go in there. And all of those people, that generation, was so focused on what they had in Egypt that they couldn't go into the promise because they still longed for their old life. They will make statements like, well, in Egypt, we had pots of meat. We weren't starving. Well, in Egypt, we had garlic, we had leeks, we had onions. They would always reminisce about the good things about their slavery. I'm just let that just sit and just simmer and just. They reminisced about the good things in their bondage. Can I ask you something? While God has been trying to get you into a new place and into a new area in your life, have you been reminiscing about your bondage? Man, when I was with Johnny, we used to get it on every night. Man, when I was selling drugs, I always had money in my pocket. Yeah, but you're not talking about when Johnny used to bust your head to the white meat every Friday when you would come home 2 hours late. You ain't talking about the times where you had to keep looking over your back when you were selling drugs and they kept kicking in your door, stealing and robbing and taking everything from you, and you couldn't call the police because they stole drugs. Why do we only remember good things about pain? I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. If I ain't talking to myself, let me know in the comments. Lord, have mercy. Have mercy. Yeah, you know, they reminisced. Hear me, listen. Listen to this. I'm not even into my message yet. We're still in Jordan. You hear me? We're still in Jordan. They reminisced about the bondage, the bondage, the bondage, the bondage. We had garlic, we had leeks, we had onions, We had meat. We had all that stuff. Yeah, and Pharaoh was also making you make bricks without straw, Negro. You was also getting whipped for moving too slow because you ain't ate all day. They were so in love with their bondage. And so God let them stay at the door for 40 years. Why are we comfortable at the door of our blessing? We're comfortable never going in. I feel like I'm preaching. When I drink black coffee, I got to drink something else because the black coffee is very nasty. When you are still fond of your bondage, God will always leave you at the door. When you are still fond of your bondage, God will always leave you at the door. 40 years at a door. I can peek over and see the grapes. I can peek over and see the land. I can peek over and see the beauty. I can peek over and see the things, but I'll never obtain what I see because what's behind me still to me kind of looks better than that. Some of you need to get it through your head. Some of us, inclusive language. I'm included. I'm first. I'm primary. Some of us need to get it through our head that what was behind us is nowhere near as great as what is ahead of us. So for some of us, that ain't even worth talking about anymore. And it's definitely not worth reminiscing over. Let's settle that as we go into our Jordan season. You see, check this out. Your kids can go into it. This is what God says. Your kids can go into the promise because your kids have no ties to Egypt. They were so young then that they didn't even know what was going on. I only want people to go into this place that have a fresh perspective, a clean slate. I want them to go in not reminiscing or not going through, not trying to get back to what they had. Now, when I say reminiscing about bondage, I don't want you to take me literally like you can't think about your old relationship and say, man, she was cute. That's stupid. I'm not saying that. That's dumb. What I'm saying is some of us are still in love with what we used to be. And whatever you're still in love with, you will eventually go back to. You want to find a way back to that. Okay. I'll explain it this way. Children of Israel were in Egypt, and while they were in Egypt, Egypt had many gods. Egypt has many gods. Egypt got a god for everything. They got a god for the sun. They got a god for the sand. They got a god for the water. They got a god for the moon. They got a god for the stars. They got a god for everything. One of their main gods is a god that's like a cow. He's like a calf, like a cow, a bull, primarily a cow. When they escape Egypt and they're in the wilderness, Moses goes up into a mountain to go talk to God. They all get upset and they're like, well, Moses might not ever come back down. So, Aaron, you need to make us a god down here that we can look at and worship. Because they were used to worshiping false gods. The Bible says Aaron takes all of their earrings and all their gold, puts it into a fire, shapes and molds this thing, and then out jumps at his fire a calf. They recreated what they had in Egypt, and they begin to get butt naked and worship that thing. which means they left Egypt, but then they brought Egypt to where they were. Some of us are so in love with what we had back then that we'll take what we had back then and bring it into our now that God has us in. For instance, you were attracted to this type of man before, an ungodly, unholy type of man. Now that you're saved, living a whole different life, you even got kids now. You got all this other stuff going on now. You take that same type that you wanted back then, that fit the broken you, that fit the toxic you, that fit the messed up you, and you bring that right now into your promised place. And you have now tainted the place God has put you in because you're so in love with what was. You get me? So God had to kill off a whole generation. All right, now this is not a theology class right now, so I can't really teach you about why back then that's not considered horribly and terrible. You know, it's like, oh my God, you know, God didn't kill them off. God let them die. He just let them die out. And he extended the life of Joshua and Caleb so that they could enjoy the promise. He let them die out. And then the second Moses dies, God tells Joshua, Moses, my servant, is dead. The time is now. Now go into this promise. I want y'all to read this because this is a prophetic word to you. Look at Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. And look at it in the New Living Translation. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. New Living Translation. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. It's the New Living Translation. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. It's the New Living Translation. Hey, Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. It's the New Living Translation. I'm sorry. I'm black. We make songs. It's Black History Month. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. It's the New Living Translation. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. It's the New Living Translation. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. That just went crazy. Sign me to Cash Money Records. Yes, Lord. Hey. Somebody said they had the beat. So Joshua chapter 1, verse 1, New Living Translation, it says, after the death of Moses, the Lord's servant, the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, and he said, hey, Moses, my servant, is dead. Therefore, the time has come for you to lead these people. I want you to pause right there. Let's just take that scripture. So powerful. Therefore, the time has come. Moses, my servant, is dead. Therefore, the time has come. Pause. Moses, my servant, is dead. Therefore, the time has come. Moses, my servant, is dead. Therefore, the time has come. For some of you, God has been waiting on one thing to die. And that thing's death is the indication that the time has come. I know it's February. We all want to boo. We all want something. But for some of us, God's been waiting on a certain relationship to just die. Therefore, the time has come. Some of us are grieving over something where God is like, hey, you don't have that much time because the time has come. Get up. I got to get you across. Look at this. He says, therefore the time has come for you to lead these people, the Israelites, across the Jordan River into the land I am giving you. Verse 3, I promise you what I promised Moses. Wherever you set your foot, you will be on land I have given you. Hey, the time has come. So you don't have here's the prophetic word for a lot of you that you got to grab, all right? Just grab it from me. You don't have that much time to grieve something God killed. You you don't have you you don't you 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 don't have that much time to lay in your bed and say why. You don't you don't you 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 don't have that much time. Therefore, get up and go across this river. You don't got that much time. I was listening to Bishop Jakes. Bishop Jakes had this message on YouTube called The Power of His Presence. There it is. Watch it after this. But he began to break down this moment that I'm describing to you about how when Moses died, it was so traumatic to the children of Israel. You got to understand, for 4 books of the Bible, he has been leading them. When they needed water, Moses got it for them. When they needed food, Moses got it for them. When they needed healing, Moses got it for them. When they needed direction, Moses got it for them. When they needed to hear what God said, Moses got it for them. Moses was their everything. They did not know anything else. And now Moses is just dead. Moses has just died. Children are screaming and crying. Men are tearing their clothes and throwing ashes on their head and hollering and screaming. All of their direction came from Moses. And who is more hurt in the whole village and in the whole land than Joshua? He was on the mountain with Moses when Moses went and was encountered by God and came down with his face shining. Moses stood at the side of the mountain. When Joshua stood at the side of the mountain when Moses was up there. When Moses came down to confront the children of Israel for worshiping a fat gold cow, Joshua was the first one to stand up on Moses' side. Everything he knew about God came from Moses. And now Moses is dead. And look how unconcerned God is about their grief. I just lost the biggest part of me. I was in this relationship for 3 years. I just lost this big part of me. I was at this job for 17 years. I just lost the biggest part of me. And look how quick God is like, Moses, my servant, is dead. Therefore, the time has come. Get up now. Which means supernaturally in this Jordan year is also a year where grief cannot take long. Get that crying out. Get that wondering out. Get that why out. But now it's time to go across. Moses is dead. But that's enough grief for now. I need you to go. And I'm going to help you. Is God saying you can't grieve? No. Read the book of Ecclesiastes. There is a time to mourn. But when you're dealing with God, don't worry, people. I got you. When you're dealing with God, God cuts that time short to perform the promise that he needs to perform in your life. Let me change this battery. Write in the comments, we don't have time. Write that now. Go. Yeah, we don't got time. Check it out. We don't have time. Moses, my servant is dead. Therefore, you ain't got no time. That's good to me. Moses, my servant, died, Joshua. Therefore, you don't got no time. I owe you something, and I need you to collect. I owe you something, and I need you to connect. I need you to connect. Somebody said on GD, you just blessed my life. That might be Shantae that said that on GD, God's disciple. Oh, that was Idris. He's in my spirit. I love it. She said, forgive my husband. Hey, we don't got time. Okay. So I wasn't even gonna go over this again. But look, what is God's promise? Wherever you set your foot, you will be on land I've given you. Okay. Wherever you've set your foot, you will be on land that I have given you. Okay. Okay, God, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. So when I go into this space that people don't think is rightfully mine, that I can't obtain, that I can't be strong in, that I'm not qualified for, I'm on something that you've given me. So when you open up the door for this position, I've walked into something that you've given me. When you open up the door for this thing that you set up for me, I've walked into something that you've given me. Okay, you've given me these things. Okay, cool. God has given me this. God has given me the head of my enemies. God has given me all these things. He's given me this. I am on land that he has given me. I am in a place that he has opened up for me, right? I am in a season that he has made for me. So now the children of Israel are getting ready to cross the Jordan River. You are still in Jordan, okay? That's the topic. You're still in Jordan. They're getting ready to cross the Jordan River, but God gives them a set of instructions that is different than the Red Sea. When they crossed the Red Sea, they were in a panic. They were speeding, they were rushing out, and crossing the Red Sea was unexpected. It was unannounced. God just put them in that position. The Red Sea represents what they were escaping. It was a time and a season of escape. Whatever we got to do, we got to get out of this old place. We got to get out of this old season. We got to get out of this old thing. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. The Red Sea was a moment of escape. You had to escape some things that you were in last year. You had to come out of those things. Some things you got tied back up in. For me, I got tied back up in stuff. I started falling back to old things that God told me never to go back into. Messed myself up. But last year was my season to cross the Red Sea and escape. Get out of that. Whatever you do, do not bring those habits. Do not bring those fallings, those shortcomings, whatever the mess you was doing in 2022. Do not bring that in 2023. That is not what you're getting ready to do. I have taken you out of that place. The Red Sea is a time of escape. But can I tell you what the Jordan River experience is? The Jordan River time is not a time of escape. It is a time of going in. It is a time of going in. I am no longer escaping anything. I made sure to deal with that and to kill that in 2022. When it came back up and you was out of whack for some of y'all is like me, out of whack for a season, falling back into old crap and doing stupid stuff. God gets your attention, snaps you out of it and says, hey, get across this Red Sea. The Red Sea is unexpected. It's a sharp, hey, come out of that. Let's go. That's the Red Sea. You escape. But the Jordan River is a time to go into the promise. Your space in between the two only literally depends on obedience. It can be 11 days or it can be 40 years between Red Sea and Jordan. It can be 11 days or it can be 40 years. I need you to make the decision. I had you come out. Now, are you ready to go in, or do we need to sit here and sulk about what you came out of? This is for somebody tonight, boy. I'm telling you right now. Okay, so it's time to go in. Okay, cool. Go in. But the Red Sea was unexpected. There were no instructions. It was just be still and watch God do something crazy. But the Jordan River comes with instructions. The Red Sea, they stayed on shore, and the Bible says God blew winds and split the sea overnight. The Red Sea was something split overnight, which means it took 12 hours for God to blow them winds away, to blow them winds and cause that thing to be split, cause that ground to be dry, and them to walk through. The Jordan River is different. God says, I want you to stand still in Jordan. So walk in the river and stand there. When you walk in and stand there, I'm going to split the sea, and it won't take all night. It's going to be fast, but it's not going to happen until you stand in it first. The Jordan River is different than the Red Sea as well, because the Jordan River is the dirtiest river and the biggest river in that land. It is the longest and largest river in that land, but it is the dirtiest. So dirty that if I stood on the shore, I could not see my feet. If I stood on the shore, I could not see my feet. It is that dirty. It is that muddy. It is filthy. It is disgusting. The Bible has a story about the prophet Elisha and Naaman. And Naaman was a high commander in the Assyrian army. Naaman was commanded to dip 7 times in the Jordan River so that his leprosy could disappear. He was mad because the river was dirty and he felt like that was disgusting. God told them to stand in a disgusting place, to stand in a place where you cannot see clear, to be still. I'm just talking to a group of you where God is making you sit still in confusion. Oh, God ain't the author of confusion. God does author darkness sometimes. Darkness as in, I can't see. I don't understand. I don't know. I am ignorant of this. I don't get it. Why am I here? I did all this praying, all this fasting, all this seeking just to stand in mud. Why am I sitting here? God says, you're sitting there because I'm about to do a miracle. God says, you're sitting there because I'm about to do something that's going to change everything. But I need you to stand still in uncertainty. I need you to stand still in stuff that don't make sense right now. Just sit still. Stop talking. Stop complaining. Stop bleeding on social media. Stop cussing out your kids. Stop going off because you're sitting still in a crazy place. God says, just sit still. And I'm going to start lifting up waters. And I'm going to start to make the way in front of you. And it will be accelerated this time. It won't be a whole night thing. I'm accelerating your process if I can just get you to stand still in what is nasty. This is good. This is good. This is good. Stand still. Stand still in what doesn't make sense. Stand still in what is not clear. Stand still in what you did not expect. Stand still in what you did not plan for. Stand still. The problem with us is that we want to move too fast. Here's the deep thing about Jordan. If they move out of God's timing, okay, so think about this. I stand in the river. There's only 2 ways I can go: deeper in the river or back on the shore to the safe place. If I go back on the shore to the safe place, I'm going backwards. If I go forward and God did not tell me yet and God did not make the way yet, I'll drown. So you either have death or you have familiarity. But you won't see the miracle if you do either one. You self-sabotage and you kill the purpose and you kill the plan and you kill the vision by trying to go forward without God's timing and permission. You won't see the promise. You go back to shore and you go back to what you used to do and you go back to being who you used to be, you won't see the promise either. The only way you'll see the promise is if you just stand still in it. And if you choose the promise, you're choosing to stand still in dirt. You're choosing to stand still in mud. I just need to know real quick, who am I talking to? It's 32 of you in between YouTube and Facebook. It's 134 of you on Instagram. Who am I talking to? Yes, we're in the book of Joshua. We're in Joshua chapter 1 through 3. But who am I talking to? We're standing still in this place. Okay, so then God says, then God says, then God says, Diamond Girl says me. Then God says, Ethan is me. Then God says, I am going to split it now. The Joseph says, stop preaching my life. I'm going to split it now. I'm going to split it now. He splits it. The sea is parted. And he says, you're going to walk through on dry ground. He says, but as you walk through on dry ground, this is what I want you to do. Once the miracle happens and you're going through it. This is what I want you to do. I want you ready? I want you to take some things along the way. Because I don't want you to ever forget what I'm about to do next. The saddest thing for a lot of us Christians is that God brings us through and then we get amnesia. You forget that you used to be nasty. Somebody pops out with something crazy, you forget that you was just down that road. My dad said something to me before, and he probably don't remember. He said it. He said, Hanak, you know, the mercy you refuse to give today will be the mercy you need tomorrow. The mercy you forget you don't give today, you're going to need tomorrow. So I've always made it my point to never talk about people that mess up. Ever. There's nobody that can come to you and say, man, I done told Norris that I done slept with 3 people last weekend, and he just looked at me like I was crazy and said I'm nasty and I'm a sinner. The only response you get from me is, that's it? Okay, what we gonna do now? All right, let's go. Because we don't have time to act like we didn't come from something. And I know I need all the mercy in the world. I know how fickle people are. I know that, especially people that praise you a lot, soon as your humanity comes out, they're the ones that cancel you. And I could see myself being canceled already. But the reason why it was important for them to take stones from the Jordan River as they got across is because they were supposed to build a monument after it to show this is what God brought me through. So even the things that I did, I take things from testimony. And this is what God brought me through. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, that's the result of it. And now look what God has done in my life. Look what he's continuing to do. I didn't die. We didn't drown there. We were able to get a stone and build something on the other side. Right? God says, don't get amnesia when I do the miracle that I'm about to do. You are in your Jordan season. I'm going to keep pushing this and keep preaching this because somebody's going to really break through this year. And it's going to be because of this message staying in your head. You're still in Jordan, right? You know, my real message is like 2 minutes. You're still in Jordan. They come out and they go into the land finally that God has for them. The Jordan River is their next step to get to the place God has for them. Did you know they cross the Jordan River and then the next battle they fight is the Jericho walls? They needed to get stones from the Jordan River to remember what God did then because they were about to run into a wall. Can I give you a prophetic message? You're about to hit a wall. Oh, we don't want to receive it. Here's a prophetic message to you. Hey, it's your Jordan year, and you're about to hit a wall. They crossed the Jordan and walked right up to Jericho. Oh my God, what are we going to do? And the Bible says it was straightly shut in and out. Oh my God, we're about to hit a wall. Can I give you another prophetic message? Oh my goodness, I love this. Irene Blaze said, I wasn't ready to hear that. Victoria Meeker said, why? Uh-uh. Yeah, you're about to hit a wall. You ready for the second prophetic message? That wall is about to come down. Oh, God. Prophetic message number 1, you're about to hit a wall. Second message, that wall is about to come down. Third message, all it's going to require from you is obedience. I am preaching. Children of Israel crossed Jordan, run into the walls of Jericho. The walls of Jericho were getting ready to come down, but they had to obey God to the T. When they obeyed God to the T, those walls came down without them ever having to knock them down. I didn't say you are going to knock the walls down. I said they're coming down, which means God's about to do it again. I'm preaching. You didn't part Jordan River. God did. You just walked through. They didn't knock down Jericho's walls. God did. They just conquered the land, which means God's about to do it again. God's about to do it again. Prod Zazikila, I don't know your name. He said, I'm preaching. I always say that, bro. It'd be an encouragement to me. I'm preaching. And me and Bryson gonna get a shirt with it. I want you to type in the comment section, God did. How? God did. It's always at the end of these messages that Instagram's numbers go up. We're still in Jordan. Zakezra. I'm still messing your name up. He said he jacked my name up. Zakezra, you know I see you. You know you talking to me. You know I'm a human. You can say you jacked my name up. I'm talking to you. Hey, buddy. God did. There you go. He talking around me. I'm right here. God did. Now, how much more time y'all got? Y'all got 5 more minutes? Because I got to let you go. Did I say it right, Zakezra? Yeah, God did. Somebody said, do you record these lives? Every Tuesday Talk is on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. You go to my Instagram, you click the reel button, and you will see every live I've done. And you will find all you need. You got 10 more minutes? You're still in Jordan. There is a correlation of this Jordan River experience that goes all the way to the New Testament. That goes all the way to the New Testament. I was sitting here yesterday studying, getting instructions from God. And Zakezra, got your name right, man. Your name is super dope too. Sitting here getting instructions from God, and I was starting to read about the life of Jesus because I taught my partners last night about Jesus's prayer life and his prayer habits. I'm in a series with them on prayer, and I'm breaking down prayer. And next time we meet, I'm going to be actually having them practice prayer, and we're going to do it on the lives, do it on the Zoom call. If you want to be a partner, just click the link in my bio on Instagram, and you can be a partner. You have to be a partner tier 2 or tier 3 to be a part of those intimate sessions. But there's a correlation between this and Jesus's life, and I want you to look at this. What scripture should I go to? Let's go to Matthew chapter 3. Let's go to Matthew chapter 3. I want to give you guys this, and then I want to let you go. Instagram, you should stay on, because I'm going to do a I'm going to do a Q&A as soon as I get off of here. So if you're watching me on YouTube and on Facebook, go to my Instagram when I cut you off, because I do a Q&A after my Tuesday talks. Do a Q&A after my Tuesday talks. Let me get this last thing. Matthew chapter 3. Yeah, Bryson, I got to see if I got the recorder. If it recorded it, because my space is taken up. If it didn't record it, then I got to do a new one with all of my followers and partners that missed it. And I may just have to do that on Monday. I'm going to make some changes, though, so don't worry. You'll never miss another email. Matthew chapter 3, verse 13. Then Jesus, look at this, y'all. Matthew chapter 3, verse 13. Matthew chapter 3, verse 13. Hey, Lynn Betty, are you on here right now? I see your name, but you might not be on. Lynn Betty, you on here right now? Type in, let me see you if you are. Matthew chapter 3, verse 13. Matthew chapter 3, verse 13. It says, then Jesus went from Galilee to the Jordan River. Specifically, he went to the Jordan River. You're still in Jordan. To be baptized by John. But John tried to talk him out of it. I am the one who needs to be baptized by you. He said, so why are you coming to me? But Jesus said, it should be done, for we must carry out all that God requires. So John agreed to baptize him. After his baptism, as Jesus came up out of the water, the heavens were opened, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and settling on him. And a voice from heaven said, this is my dearly beloved Son, who brings me great joy. This is powerful, because we talk about the Jordan as being the thing that you must cross over to get into promise, to get into the actual place. But as Jesus is baptized in Jordan, it is the thing that he needed to do to literally initiate his ministry and his assignment on the earth. His ministry and his assignment on the earth. He could not begin until he crossed or was baptized and submerged in the Jordan River. He could not begin. When I say you're still in Jordan, I'm also telling you that this is the beginning of you walking into the fullness of your assignment on this earth. This is the beginning of you walking into the fullness of your assignment on this earth. You are walking into something that is going to change everything for your life. You are walking in to your assignment. You're walking into your assignment. It is when he comes out of the water that God then affirms and puts his stamp on him. And the voice that he said was for those that were around. He didn't say it for Jesus at that moment. Jesus knew he was his son, and he knew that he was loved, and he knew that he brought God great joy. But God put his approval out loud on Jesus for all those that were watching. Can I tell you, God's about to affirm you publicly. What do I mean by that? This is good to me right now. What do I mean by that? God is about to show people so clearly that his stamp and his approval is on your life. You're still in Jordan. He's about to make it clear as day, my hand is on him. One of those things that he'll stamp you with is the infilling of his spirit, or his spirit is getting ready to rest on us in a whole new way. I don't know if you know it yet, but we have entered into a time of revival in our nation. Yes, the Asbury revival that's happening right now at Asbury University. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. That is a signification. That is a sign of what God is doing all around right now. The waters are stirred, but he needs to get some people that are willing to be submitted, that are willing to be baptized, that are willing to be made low for a minute so that he can initiate them into the next thing. Jesus's assignment did not begin until he crossed the Jordan. Your assignment is getting ready to begin. You thought you were doing what God told you to do so far. You were, but you ain't stepped into that assignment and that purpose yet. There is something different when somebody walks into their assignment. Jesus was already pleasing God before he was baptized, but it was time for him to do some work now in this thing. Some of you have been wondering, God, what is it that I'm called here to do? What is it that I'm assigned here to do? What should I actually be doing? What should I actually be starting? Why am I just doing this to get money? Why am I just doing this to be doing this? God says, listen, I'm about to initiate you, and you're about to walk into the fullness of your assignment. I feel that on me because I believe that I've been busy, but I haven't been in my purpose like I should. So it was easy for me to fall to stuff. It was easy for me to get distracted, because when you're just busy and just doing what you're doing, you're not moving with a sense of urgency. Jesus knew he only had 3 years, which means you don't have time to waste. You don't have time to fool around. After this, he was intentional about everything he did. What was one of the things Jesus did? The Bible says that one night Jesus prayed all night, literally, to pick his disciples in the morning. So he prayed 12 hours to pick his disciples in the morning, prayed all night until the morning came. In the morning time, he said, I want you, 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 and you. He spent 12 hours praying for 12 men, which means he spent an hour for each man, interceding on those that will come be a part of his team to fulfill the assignment. He didn't have time to play. He took every little thing seriously because he was intentional about the assignment God gave him. You're getting ready to walk into your assignment, and it's going to make everything be very intentional. There won't be nobody that just sneak into your life. There won't be nobody that just pop up and be like, hey, I'm here. It is what it is. No. God's going to give you foresight on who your team is. God's going to give you foresight on what is to come. God's going to give you foresight on who he's putting with you. He woke up that morning and picked them. Give me you, give me you, give me you. He was so purpose oriented that he even picked the enemy he needed. Y'all did not just hear what I said. I am preaching. He was so focus oriented. He was so purpose oriented that he even picked the devil he needed to be on his team. Remember, he tells his 12 disciples, have I not chosen you 12? Did I not choose you? And one of you was a devil? He says that verbatim. He even knew the attacks he would need to get to where he got to go. A sign that you're not focused is that you are surprised by attacks. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is good tonight. A sign that you are not focused is that you are surprised by attacks. Not that you knew exactly what was going to happen to you, but you're shocked that something happened to you. If you really knew how big it was, the purpose of God over your life, what you're really called to do, you wouldn't be sitting there shocked that somebody lied on you. Why would they do that? Are you not finna change your whole family line? Why would the devil not do that? Why would he not attack you through the people that are distracted in your life? It's not to say, oh, I knew she was going to flip out, or I knew I was going to do this, or I knew that. No, but it's to say, oh, okay, I get it. What did Paul say? What did Paul say? I got scripture for everybody that want to be theological. Paul said, you will not be ignorant. I would not have you be ignorant of Satan's what? Devices. He's about to hit you. Of course. He better. I play basketball. Man, this is good. I play basketball. Love playing basketball. Played today. Somebody scratched my hand to no end, and it's healing up already. One of the things we take as disrespect, it is so disrespectful for a shooter. I'm a shooter. I can shoot. If I can't do nothing, I can shoot. It's so disrespectful when I get the ball and I come up and people are sitting by the hoop and leaving me open at the three-point line. I'm offended when somebody hasn't come out and tried to try to stop me. It's offensive. If I'm not being attacked, if defense is not being played on me, that means that I am not a threat on the court. I am preaching. The most disrespectful thing you can do in basketball is not guard somebody because you think they suck. He ain't going to score anyway. Leave him out there. The most respectable thing that somebody can do to you is double team you, triple team you. Why? Because that means that you're a threat. Why are you mad that the devil's sitting out double teams, triple teams, and doing everything he can to stop you from making your shot? Obviously, you're a threat. Threats don't get guarded. I'm preaching Jesus. So the words we say is, you better step up. You better step up. You better step up. You better step. You better step. You better step up. You should be welcoming what the enemy's trying to bring. You better step up. My whole family going to be delivered. You better step up. You know what I'm going to do when I walk in this family reunion? You better step up. You know what I'm going to do when I get into this field, when I get into the educational field? You better step up. You better not let me get up in. Come on. I'm not shocked when people play defense because I know I can shoot. You better walk up here. That's cash. That's a layup. Bow. Some of your words to the devil. I am preaching. This is good. Thank you, Jesus. Please don't take that as like me being arrogant or whatever. Like, that's just, I'm black. We say stuff like that. Some of your words to the devil need to be, you better step up. Because I am not going to miss this shot. And the powerful thing about God is that he is in you and you will never miss as long as he is in you. On the basketball court, I'm relying on me and my ability, and that just depends on how I feel that day. But in heaven's court, I'm relying on his ability, and he is undefeated, and he's 100% from the field. You're still in Jordan. In the Old Testament, they had to cross Jordan. In the New Testament, they had to be baptized by it. Jesus had to be baptized by it. You are walking into the greatest season of your life. And you're walking into the initiation of your assignment. You are in an amazing space right now. God is doing something you never thought he'd do. And I just want you to be expectant of it. Guys, I got to let y'all go. That's on YouTube and Facebook. You can come over to Instagram. And on Instagram, I'm going to be answering some questions for probably about 30 minutes. Any questions you guys got? Any questions that I can actually answer? If I don't know, I'm going to say I do not know. But I want you to do me a favor. If this word was a blessing to you, of course, I want you to sow into it. Pinned in the comments is ways that you can sow, ways that you can donate, ways that you can give to Preach Christ Ministries. That's the ministry that I had, what God gave me back in 2018, but what wasn't initiated until this year. The Preach Christ Ministries, you can sow into this word. And I always tell you, if you do sow, if you do believe in that, if that's something you do, I want you to sow sacrificially, give to it. But if you do so, I always tell you, tag your seed. Let your seed have a word on it. The word for your seed today is, I'm still in Jordan. I'm still in Jordan. That's if you want to sow. That's if you believe in it. Sow into this word if it was a blessing to you. You can sow through Cash App. You can sow through Zelle. PayPal is an option. But one of the main options is you can go to my website, which is pinned in the comments, preachchristministries.org, preachchristministries.org. And you can donate through my website through Givelify. So go ahead. You can sow into it. Some of you are sowing already. One major way people do so is through Cash App. Some of you are sowing already. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much for that. Listen, you're still in Jordan, right? So that means that God is doing something in your life that is initiating a great, mighty move. Let's not be timid this year. There's so much ahead of me that I have to push. Anna, think that's Anna on Instagram. Anna, I'm about to answer some questions on Instagram. So if you want to stay on here, you can. Because as soon as I log off of here, I'm about to answer some questions that people have. And maybe one of the questions might bless you. I don't know. But you can always watch the replay as well. It stays up. But yeah, I'm in a season now where there's just major things and major decisions that I have to make in my life. My whole life changes this year for multiple reasons. My life changes literally this year. Everything. And so I am excited about that. I'm nervous about that. I'm scared about that, all those things. But I know that I am in Jordan. So I will refuse to be timid. I can be nervous. I can be shaking in my boots, but this is the season to do it scared, right? This is the season to do it scared. This is the season to do it regardless of what you think and what you feel. Some of you are sowing into the ministry. Thank you so much. Sow. If it was a blessing for you, sow, and sow sacrificially. Sow sacrificially. Sow seed into it. My sis Shantae, love you. My dog. Love y'all so much. This is the season to do it scared. Do not be so timid that you never move, that you never do anything. I've been lazy. I haven't been fulfilling my assignments and doing the things that I needed to do because I've been distracted, right? Distracted by things that are coming, distracted by a lot of weight that I am under transparently. Um, but no more, no more of that. We gotta go. And I now have too much relying on me. So I gotta go, right? We gotta do it scared. We gotta do it scared. My whole ministry has been faith. For months, I have been living off of faith. Since June, I've been living off of faith. My main source of income comes from what people donate and sow into the ministry because I don't have a full-time job. This is my full-time job, pouring into people daily, pouring into people daily. This is what God pulled me off my job and said, do. And so my partner sustained me, my you guys that sow into the ministry and that do it through love, no matter what you give, you sustain me, you help me until other things start moving off from me. But God put me in a season where I have to be sustained literally through obedience. Literally through obedience, right? And so we don't have time to be lazy, to be lax. We got to lock into it. Is that my girl Jody? Hey Jody. Jody's one of my beautiful partners. Love you, Jody. She said this, she said, you have blessed me tonight. Now that blesses me. The people that God has given me to really pour into are the biggest blessings in my life. Shouts out also. I know they probably don't want me to do this, but shouts out to my two partners, Bryson and Kimberlyn Ross, a husband and a wife, just amazing people. They are two of my biggest partners, two of my biggest supporters. They just sold into my life in a crazy way. Um, they probably don't want me to say it, shoot, but I'm gonna say it because it just blessed me. They sold a PlayStation 5 into my life. I believe me and Bryson were doing a talk, and I was kind of just helping him and pouring into him, I think, and he randomly said to me something like about a PlayStation. I'm like, man, I don't even own one, but I love playing 2K, and if I did, I'd be playing 2K and all those things. He heard me say that, and they told me on the weekend, um, a package should be coming to your house just from our family, just to show you we love you. I preached on Sunday, powerful word. Even after I preached on Sunday, people stayed for a whole hour after, just laying on the altar. Revival stirring, right? I get home to a package, it's a whole PlayStation 5. I start screaming. I sent him a voice note screaming, oh my God, man. But it just goes to show God really blesses obedience. No matter how many times you've been disobedient, God blesses obedience. I don't do everything right at all. I slack in a lot of areas, right? But God still blesses, man. And like that's been my life. God's been blessing, bro. God's been answering requests that I mention but don't ask for. I just say stuff. Even this iPad I have, um, one of my homegirls sold that into my life. Bryson, I did set up 2K this morning too. Hey, I'm gonna text you. My tag is Preach Norris. Ha! Yes, Lord. Uh, this iPad, I remember thinking, hey, man, I would love to preach with an iPad. And then somebody DM me and sent me an iPad. Just because the thought. But God just moves like that. I'm in my Jordan year. You're in your Jordan year. Right. So if you sow into that. I preached on Sunday, like I told y'all, one of my guys sold into me after the message and just said thank you. The man, he texted me today and said, dude, do you know what just hit my bank account right after I sold into you? Apparently God just blessed him tremendously. And it kind of gave him the understanding and the notion that this is actually good ground, you know, and that God is really showing us his power through that principle of just sowing and reaping. Right now, I'm at this point in my life where I can just really sow sow spiritually, but I want to be at a place where I can sow thousands into people and just drop it in, just drop it off and give to orphanages and give to different things, you know, just pour into it. Just pour into it. Bryson, you will never beat me with LeBron. I'm cooking him badly. I'll go to an all-time team and get Bean and go crazy with Bean. But yeah, you know, this is that Jordan year though. So thank you guys for your seeds. You guys that have sold into the ministry, continue to sow. And if you want to be a partner, go to my Instagram bio and click partner and become a partner with Preach Christ Ministries, man. I promise you that you will not regret it. I love you guys so much, and I honor you guys. Hey, YouTube and Facebook, I'll see you again. Always click this replay if you want to hear this word again. God is still doing it, and it's still going to be great for you. No matter what the enemy has brought, God's way is better, and God's plans are sure. I love you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Come to Instagram. I'm answering questions. Deuces.